I'm sure recently you've been able to think about Coach Sutton and the impact, and you guys had a pretty diverse team too. You had not only you from Slater Mo, you had guys from Chicago, Darrell Walker, and a few other guys. What was it about?
Alvin Robinson wasn't a bad player.
Yeah, Alvin Robinson. Where was he from?
Barberton, Ohio.
Ohio, okay.
Barberton. I think it's Toledo area. I'm not sure though.
So what was it about Coach Sutton that he was able to get all those guys on the same page and be as tough, from what I understand, tough as nails, but also, there wasn't guys leaving. They wanted to play for him. Right. There was transferring in, not out.
Well, I think it's a lot like Nolan. I think you saw fairness. I mean, he was fair. I mean, he didn't treat me any different. When I was redshirted and not playing, I got treated and was held accountable and was coached the same way as Scott Hastings was, and those guys, and Darrell Walker and Alvin, and so I think you see a fairness there, and I think you see a consistency. The things were consistent. It wasn't up down. I mean, it was like, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. If you don't, there's consequences, and if you keep having consequences, then you're going to be looking for somewhere else to go. And so, you figured it out. And so guys figured it out. But again, it was fair. You were, if you played and you could play and you could help us win, you were playing. And so that was, I think that's what made it so easy for him to be hard, because he was also very fair and very, I don't want to say loving, but he was a good guy. I mean, he cared about you. He talked to you about other stuff than basketball. He got involved with your life and things like that. And so I think that was the really the cherry on top, is that, he pushed the hell out of you, but then he would, it wasn't always basketball with him. And I think that's why he got really connected with his players.
You part of one of the great wins of all time when you guys beat number 1 North Carolina at Pine Bluff. What was that? That was 80? Was that 4?
84. Yep.
Okay, 83, 84 season. And
yes. Yep.
Where were you guys? So were you guys in Dallas that day and came in?
We played 3 games in 4 days, and they were the third game. We had
it's the Southwest Conference schedule back then?
Well, it was Thursday, Saturday.
Okay.
And they added North Carolina on Sunday. It's the only day they could make it work, and it was for national TV. It was for NBC. And so that was the day it had to be. And so we were trying to chase Phi Sigma Gamma. They had beaten us early in the year in Houston, and they were undefeated in conference, and we had 1 loss. It was theirs, and this was going into February. And so we had to go to A&M and then to SMU Thursday, Saturday, and we had to win those games. I mean, those were, we weren't even talking about North Carolina. North Carolina wasn't even on the map, because we were trying to catch
on those. Yeah.
We were trying to catch Houston, and we won both those games, and we were going to leave Saturday. We played SMU Saturday afternoon, and we were going to hop on a plane, a charter, and fly to Pine Bluff, or fly to Little Rock, and then play North Carolina at, I think, noon the next day. Well, there was a tornado come through Arkansas. And so Coach Sutton, instead of us sitting there waiting in the airport, he finally just said, look, we're going back. We'll leave in the morning, because nobody knew when we were going to be able to get out. So he wanted us to get a good night's sleep. So we got up on Sunday morning. We watched 30 minutes of North Carolina tape on Saturday night. We got up and got dressed and taped and went over the scouting report at the Anatole Hotel in Dallas.
Oh, great hotel.
Yeah, we had our uniforms and warm-ups on, taped, walking through the lobby, got on the bus, got on the plane, and flew to North Carolina, landed probably 9:30, 10 o'clock, had a bumpy ride coming in, and then rolled up in the bus, put our bags in the locker room, went out and got in the layup line, and beat the number 1 undefeated team in the country. So that tells you right there, coaching's overrated, Pat.
Sometimes, though, Big Joe, sometimes when there's too much time to think. Maybe if you had too much time to think about Michael Jordan and
Brett Doherty,
Yeah.
we'd have had a week to prepare. We'd have walked in there scared as
Yes.
could be.